In chapter 19, we look at being willing to feel. It seems like that should be an obvious thing, that we would be willing to feel, to have feelings. But in fact, most of us devote an awful lot of time and energy to not feeling, to pushing our feelings down, to avoiding situations that are going to bring them up, to running away from them in some way or another. And in fact, we're probably going to discover, if we keep doing this, that it doesn't seem to work very well. There's increasingly some research that shows that it's not that effective, and sometimes, in fact, can make things worse. So what we really need to do is the most counterintuitive thing, to do the very opposite, which is to open to our feelings and to really make space for them, allow them to be there. It again seems like it should be obvious, but it's not the easiest thing to do. We need to kind of consciously choose to be willing to have our feelings. If we do this kind of deliberately as a strategy, willing to have the feelings so that we can make them go away, it's probably not going to work. But if we genuinely just open to them with curiosity, with an attitude of kindness towards them and towards ourselves, something different can happen. They're already here anyways. They're not going to be going anywhere. They're here. Nothing we can do about them. You could try a little experiment just to get this feeling of opening to. Next time you have an itch, instead of scratching it, see if you can stop for a moment and just turn your attention to it. Be open, be curious, see if you can just notice what's there and watch what happens. You might notice that it actually eventually fades or pops up somewhere else, or suddenly it just doesn't seem to be so much of a problem. All kinds of things can happen. Just watch what happens. And then you could also try, next time your teen has a meltdown and you have some pretty intense feelings afterwards, going away and just kind of quietly being with the feelings that have come up inside you, the anger, the anxiety, fear, whatever it might be, and just turn your attention towards them. Bring some curiosity, bring some openness to them. See if you can treat them almost like a little litter of fragile baby kittens that suddenly turned up in your bedroom closet, just with that kind of kindness and gentleness towards your feelings. See what happens. And then you could try another experiment. Next time you're in a situation at work, or maybe shopping, or whatever you're doing that brings up some intense feelings, just see if you can stop and consciously make space for those feelings to be there. Open to them. Just allow a little bit of that openness that you tried already to be there, and allow your feelings to be present while you're carrying on handling whatever the situation is. See how that goes. See if it's different. See what happens. And then the next time your teen has a meltdown, maybe you could actually try bringing that same sense of openness to the feelings that come up in you right at the time that it's happening. And see if that creates any difference in how you find yourself handling your teen's situation. See if that makes a difference.